Peace. What's going on, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tune in, man. Tap into your boy, man. I just got a burst of inspiration real quick, man. I just want to pass that energy along. So I'm going to just give people a chance to tune in and tap in with your boy. Like I said, I'm feeling real inspirational. I just need for y'all to listen to me for a second. I got some things that I need to get off of my chest in regards to just motivating my people, man. It's time for everybody to take their life to the next level. It's time for us to embrace elevation. It's time for us to prioritize elevation. It's time for us to prioritize growth. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Something that's been on my mind a lot recently is fear. And I feel like fear is holding a lot of my people back from manifesting that greatness that's lying dormant. Beautiful Goddess Keys, peace. What's going on with you, Queen? But fear it's been something that's on my mind heavy. Dominique, most definitely. I just got done driving, man. I just pulled up and I just got inspired. The real peace. What's going on with you, man? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? But like I said, man, recently something that was heavy on my mind is fear. I'm realizing that fear is starting to hold my people back. Not starting to, but it's something that's been holding my people back for years. And it's getting to the point where I'm tired of it. So I got to continue to speak on it. We got to eliminate, we got to eradicate the fear. It's time to level up in every aspect of our lives. It's time to level up. It's time to elevate. It's time to take everything to the next level. We too comfortable, we too content with being stagnant. We embracing inertia. No, we need to embrace growth, evolution, movement, motion. We at a standstill, and it's like we satisfied with that standstill. No, you deserve a lot more. You deserve a lot more. Like your current situation, your current circumstance, you deserve a lot more than your current circumstance. Terenzo, peace, what's going on with you? Crippin' 2 times, what's going on with you? I'm Nippin' and Goldie. What's going on with you, my brother, man? How y'all living? But I'm tired of seeing my people, man, just complain about circumstances and situations. Meanwhile, they are doing nothing to get themselves out of the situation, out of the circumstance. What is complaining going to do for your situation, for your circumstance? It's only going to make matters worse. You are only going to continue to manifest that in which you are complaining about. Sweet Tea, peace, what's going on? I'm nipping and you already know. You already know. But when I look around and when I analyze the condition of my people, I analyze the health of my people. Terrible. We have terrible habits. I analyze the financial literacy of my people. Terrible habits. I just analyze the intellect of my people, and we are just misinformed, miseducated. We fall for lies. We fall for the fabrications. We fall for the deception with ease. So I just analyze my people on all those different facets, and I see that we are struggling immensely. And things need to change, especially in regards to the overall health of my people and the financial literacy aspect of it. Those two fields, we must improve. We must continue to take things to the next level. We have been at the bottom too long in regards to our health. Matter of fact, the health of my people is not getting better. It's getting worse. How is that happening? The health of my people, it's not getting better. It is getting worse. So it's like the more and more information that's out here. We all have these smartphones. It's easy to accept. It's easy to access a lot of this information. Yet things are getting worse. That's why I don't call these things smartphones, man. These phones are dumbing us down. It's too easy to get the information that's required in order for us to take everything to the next level. So we say. Yet what are we doing with those tools that make it easy to access the information and take everything to the next level? We not doing anything with them. We just scrolling. We just scrolling on social media. We not utilizing these tools that we call smartphones to take our health, to take our finances, to take all of that to the next level. And that's gotta stop. That's gotta stop, man. That's gotta stop. Look at what we are doing. Look at how we are setting up future generations to fail. We are setting them up for destruction with some of the habits that we are passing down. And then we want to blame them for acting a certain type of way. Look who's raising them. Look who's raising them. People say, I don't understand this generation. That's coming from the parents of the generation. So you don't understand the generation because you don't understand yourself. You raised that generation. So the lack of understanding that you have for the younger generation that you raised is a lack of understanding of yourself. Because we not in tune with ourselves, man. We confused about who we are. So then what happens? We give birth to confused children because we raising them to be confused. And then wonder why they are confused. Think about the sense that makes. Lindell, peace, what's going on? Shakira, peace, what's going on? But I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that disconnect. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the elders blaming the youth. It's not the youth fault. It's not their fault. It's not their fault, man. They didn't ask to be here just like we ain't asked to be here, but we've been here long enough. So now it's our duty. It's our duty now to set the next generation up for success. But what do? We continue to pass down these bad habits. We continue to pass down these bad habits, man. Look at, like I've always said, look at things like diabetes. Look at things like cancer. You shouldn't be dying of these type of things in general, but you definitely should not be passing away of a cancer in your 20s. You shouldn't be getting type 2 diabetes in your 20s. Like I said, you shouldn't be getting it in general, but you definitely shouldn't be getting it at these young ages. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. You 20 and you already hooked on medication for your health? Sense does that make? What sense does that make? You 20 and you type 2 diabetes. You have type 2 diabetes and you in your 20s. What's going on? So that means that the reason why you got the type 2 diabetes in your 20s is because of the way you were fed your teenage years. And prior to that. AK Gorilla, the elders don't, from my experience, the elders don't take any type of accountability for it. Like I said, they always just want to talk about how they don't understand the younger generation and then want to talk about how things were back in the day as if everything was cool and peace back in the day. As if things were not dysfunctional back in the day. That's another problem that I have. We don't necessarily need to revert back to how things were back in the day. Things were dysfunctional back in the day, hence why we have the problems that we have today because of that dysfunction. So a lot of times, man, the elders tend to just glorify the past, the old days, and make it seem like the old days are just what everything needs to go back to, as if there was no problems, no issues, and everything was just right and exact way back in the day. No, we got to be able to adapt and adjust. We don't need to be going back to the old ways, man. We need to be able to adapt and adjust to the new day and time. That's what we need to be able to do. Address it for the future. Peace. What's going on? Yeah, beautiful goddess keys and that, and I can't stand that. I cannot stand that. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. And like I said, I've just been really thoroughly analyzing things, and man, that's what led to this video. That's what led to the inspiration, man. I just analyzed some of the habits, some of the traits that the parents are passing down to the younger generation. And it's like now I can see why things are the way that they are. I can see why things are the way that they are just by simply analyzing these adults. It's like, okay, now I get it. Y'all are literally passing down this dysfunction to the younger generation. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Now you got pressure, you got more pressure on people like us that we gotta strive to break cycles, to break chains. That's rough. That's hard. Y'all know how rough it is. I'm sure y'all know how rough it is to be the eyeball in the family, everybody going right, but you gotta go left. Because you don't want to go right with everybody else, because that's the road to destruction. So you gotta go left. You gotta go left. You see your whole family traveling down a road that's gonna lead to destruction. You gotta watch them. You gotta watch them go down that road, knowing that's the wrong road. You told them that's the wrong road, yet they still traveling down that road. You told them that the proper destination is to the left, yet they went right, and you gotta watch them. It's nothing that you can do. That's rough. That's rough. It's nothing easy about that, man. It's nothing easy about that. Basically watching your family members get lost. It's nothing easy about that. Nothing at all. But that's what we have to do in order to break the cycle, in order to break the chain. We got to go against the grain. And for the most part, you're going against the grain of your family. Yeah, dress it for the future. And I talk about that all the time, man. These children, they look up to their parents. You are the first role models. You are the guide to these kids, man. They don't know anything about a God. They don't know anything about a religion. They know mother and father. You are that to them. You are the Messiah. You are the Savior. You are that to that child. They looking up to you first. So when you fail them, you setting them up for destruction. They was like, because the first people that I worship, they failed me. That is going to cause a child to lose all hope in himself or herself and just humanity as a whole. Like I said, you are the parents are the first person that child will worship. That's their religion. So when you fail them and wonder why they are dysfunctional, come on now. Montel, peace, what's going on with you? Determined soul, and then I don't even want to say in regards to just hip hop ruin it, because we got plenty of positive hip hop. Plenty of positive hip hop. Plenty of positive hip hop. What's ruining it is the mainstream. Mainstream media. That's what's ruining our minds and the way that we gravitate towards the mainstream. Because obviously the mainstream is not about to promote the positive hip hop, the positive music. They are going to promote the destructive music. They are going to promote the destructive rap, the destructive R&B. They are going to promote that. They're going to push that because that's what they want us to indulge in. So that's what they push. But it's plenty of positive hip hop, plenty of positive music put out by plenty of positive brothers. We got to control that narrative. We got to control that media. If we let our oppressors control the narrative and control the media, we continue to get what we already have. So that's the deal there. They control the narrative. So they gonna show you what they want to show you. And that's not necessarily something that's good for us. They gonna show us that destruction. They gonna give us that destruction. They gonna feed us that destruction. Oh yeah, Montel, man, I'm glad to be back, man. Like I said, I done got motivated. Jamar, peace, what's going on with you? But yeah, we got a bunch of positive artists, man. Y'all mentioning, like I said, the artists on the mainstream level. But like I said, man, we got a lot of positive artists. So it's not necessarily hip hop. Like I said, even before rap got on the scene, man, you can go back and trace. Don't even get me started on the rock music. Don't get me started on some of the white folks' music that is just as bad as some of the rap that they put out here on the mainstream. But they tend to blame rap. They tend to blame rap music. They want to place all the blame on rap music. We can go pull up some of that destructive white music. We can pull some of that up, but they never give credit to that rock music, that heavy metal rock music. They never give credit to that for the destruction of society, for the destruction of minds. They never do that because, again, they control that narrative. They control that narrative. At one point, man, they even considered blues like the devil music, You know what I mean? So when they control the narrative, man, like they can turn us against our own genre. Like hip hop is ours, but they can turn us against it by only showing us the destructive side of it. So what does that do? That makes us blame rap music as a whole. But we not seeing the other side of that. So we place all the blame on rap and we say rap is the problem because they only showing us the negative. Jamar, yeah, I didn't watch the video. I just saw the headline. The little restaurant video you talking about where the dude got on the people for twerking. But yeah, like I said, man, it's time for us to control the narrative, man. It's too easy in this day and time for us to control the narrative. In this day and time, we shouldn't be relying on the mainstream to give us anything. Like, I don't listen to a radio. I don't pay attention to mainstream TV. I don't need to. It's too easy for me to access stuff that's beneficial to me. So I don't need to depend on the mainstream for anything. I don't watch the news. I don't do any of that because it's unnecessary. I don't need to. Why do I need to consume that? It's unnecessary. I control what I consume. I'm not if I left it up to them, like I said, I just think rap is destructive. I just think we do nothing but kill each other. We rob and we steal. Like, that's all I think about my people. If I just left it up to them, if I left it up to the mainstream, because that's the agenda that they have for us. Yeah, Weezy baby, most definitely. We're not gonna see that so-called white on white crime. We're not gonna see that. Somehow that doesn't really exist. We're not gonna see that though. We know that it's happening out here. We know that that's happening, but we're not gonna see that though. We're not gonna see that. Soon as you turn on that news, you already know what the headline about to be. About to be another brother that then killed another brother, or another brother that then stole something. It's about to be something negative that a brother then did. Soon as you turn on that news. Jamar, and I heard about that. I heard about that. I heard about there being two sides to it, man. At the end of the day, it's an establishment. If I have an establishment, man, for one, why are we twerking in an establishment like that? Some things we just don't need to really do. You know what I mean? Like once I saw the headline, that's why I didn't even entertain it, because I'm like, at what point do they think that even makes sense to be twerking in this restaurant? Sean, peace, what's going on? Pseudo charlatans, peace, what's going on? Dress it for the future. Most definitely. People are most definitely programmed. That's why I say, man, we gotta reprogram the minds out here. So it's up to people like us, unfortunately. Because we are the ones that got to break the cycle, that got to break the chain. So we got to put in double, triple, quadruple the work in order to reprogram the minds. Like, it's our duty. Like I said, unfortunately, but it's our duty to teach those that don't know. That's our duty. Because if we don't do it, who will? So we gotta stay on it, man. We gotta stay promoting that positive content. We gotta stay pushing that content. Man, if you touch one brother out of the year, that's good enough. That's better than zero. That's better than zero. If you touch one sister out of the year, that's better than zero. So we got to stay consistent in regards to pushing that positivity. And that's our responsibility, because we already know that they're not going to push that for us. So when positive things happen, we got to push that. We got to push that. We got to promote that. We got to be the promo team for our positivity. We got to be the marketers for our positivity. Like, that's the stuff that we got to push. That's our duty. That's our duty. BYG 342, what's going on with you? Magic Realms, peace, what's going on? Sharif Man, what's going on with you? Yeah, Jamar, like, and just by you telling me, man, he addressed it 2 times prior to that. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. If I respectfully ask for you to stop doing something and you don't stop, and it's my establishment, then at that point, I don't even need to hear anything else. If that would have been any other establishment, if that would have been a white person, that would have been an Arab, then they would have stopped. But I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I had a dream last night. It's another reason why I'm a little inspired and motivated, man. I had a dream last night, man, and that dream, it was like I created a potion, something that brought people back from the dead. And I'm gonna tell y'all how symbolic that is. Y'all know we talk about the deaf, dumb, and blind. We talk about the slaves of a mental death. So we talk about the mentally dead people. So there are a few ways to die. You can die a physical death, but you can die that mental death. And most of our people right now, they have died that mental death. They are mental slaves. They are deaf, dumb, and blind. So we are dealing with mentally dead people right now. And we gotta wake the mentally dead up. That's what that dream was trying to convey to me. That's what I took away from that dream. Literally, I created a potion that brought somebody back from the dead. Man, that's symbolic. That's symbolic. That's symbolic, man. You go walk outside right now, you about to walk into zombies. That's all that exists out here. Mentally dead, just programmed people. Zombies. Zombies. And Magic Realms, most definitely. And Wheezy Baby, y'all both said zombies before I even saw it. Torenzo, man, appreciate that donation. Cynthia for wisdom. Peace, what's going on to you? Torenzo, most definitely. BYG, you already got it. You already know. And Jamar, you had that dream. What you think that dream was trying to convey to you? Like I said, certain dreams I take into heart. This was one dream that I took to heart. This one dream that I took to heart, man. Because like I said, I'm seeing too many of my people travel down that wrong road, and I can't tolerate it. I can't tolerate it, man. Because I gotta exist amongst this crowd. I gotta live amongst this crowd, man. It's time to get my people, some of my people, man. If 100 of my people going into that road, I need at least 3 or 4 of them to come this way with me. I at least got to get 3 or 4 out of that 100 to come my way, man. Travel with me. Come on, man. Y'all know that's destructive, man. Like, just even with like Thanksgiving, man, people make excuses. And I'm going to go back to the dietary situation because y'all know that's what I do. You got people talking about, man, it's Thanksgiving, like that just gives them the right to just overindulge as if they only do that on that particular day. Listen, you don't just eat bad on Thanksgiving. You eat bad the day before Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving. So under no circumstance do you eat clean. But then when it's Thanksgiving time, now you want to talk to me and like, well, it's Thanksgiving, it's the holiday. I shouldn't feel bad about eating such and such. Man, that ain't the point, man. You don't change the way that you eating before this so-called holiday and after this so-called holiday. So what are you really doing? You trying to use the holiday as an excuse to do what you already was doing in the first place, killing yourself. Killing yourself. Like I said, change the narrative, man. Why are we eating all this garbage food on these holidays? All this food that's destructive for us on these holidays. Who told us to do that? Just like Malcolm X said, who taught you to hate yourself? Who told us that we need to be eating certain foods on these holidays? Where did we get that from? Think about the origin of all of this, man. Who told us to do that? Think about the origin of soul food. Like what y'all said, that food ain't good for your soul in the first place. But think about the origin of that. When they basically gave the slaves the worst of the worst, and we basically made something good out of that. And that's what soul food is. Man, just think about that for a second. We got to stop romanticizing things like that, man. And we just got to do better, man. Like that slave mentality has got to go. It has got to go, man. That has got to go. I don't know if you all know about the maroons, man, but we got to have that mentality. We got to get that Nat Turner mentality. Like, it's time. That slave mentality is dead, man. We got to kill that. That's got to go. That has got to go. That has got to go. We are a different breed of people, and we striving to live like another breed. Like, we cannot do that. We can't live like how they living. That's not how. We not designed to live like they live. We not designed to eat how they eat, period. Like, we just not designed to do the same things that they are doing. Yet we are doing the same things that they are doing. We striving to do the same things that they are doing. We striving to be on their level and wondering why we are self-destructing. Yeah, Weezy Most, and that's the type of mentality that we have to have. That's the mentality that we need. That's the type of mentality that we must possess as a people, man. We got to get back to, everybody want to talk about our ancestors like our ancestors was just passive. Like, no, we had plenty of ancestors that said, I'm not having this. I'm finna fight against this so-called slave master. I ain't going out like that. So we had plenty of that in our blood, plenty of that in our DNA. We had plenty of that. We had plenty of brothers and we had plenty of sisters out here fighting for the cause. They wasn't about to bow down to this white man, to this European. They wasn't bowing down. They was going out with a fight. They'd rather die than be enslaved by this particular person, by this particular group of people. Come on now. Yes, that maroon mentality. Like I said, that's where we at. That's where we need to be at. Period. That we got to get overly aggressive, man. We got to get overly aggressive with the positivity, pushing the health, pushing the financial literacy. Like, we should just be supporting black businesses on the regular, man. It should be something that's automatic. It should be something that's automatic. Like, man, I ain't support a black business this week. Let me buy something from somebody black. Let me support somebody black. Man, it should be automatic. It should be like breathing. It should be like breathing, man. We need to transition to a way of life that's closer to our kind, closer to our ancestors. We need to stop following the white way of life. That's not for us. Peace, God, what's going on? So we traveling. Like I said, too many of my people, we traveling down the road to destruction. I'm tired of watching my people do it. I'm tired of watching my people do it. I'm tired of watching it. I'm tired of seeing my people complain about their health, yet justifying eating things like bacon, chitlins, and all that. Stop justifying doing those type of things, man. You know that's the reason why you feeling the way that you feeling. And then you pass that habit down to the child, and you wonder why the child has an attitude. You wonder why your child is aggressive. You wonder why your child doesn't respect you. Look at the food you feeding that child. The food that you feeding that child is causing that mental trauma. The food that you feeding that child is causing that aggression. It's causing them to be angry. It's causing them to be depressed and frustrated. Look at what you feeding that child. And you wondering why your child is a certain type of way just mentally. Like, we wonder why a lot of people be criticizing these young folks and be like, man, they so depressed out here. I know y'all done heard some of the, the young folks in their music. Oh man, they just depressed out here. Man, I wonder why. I wonder why these young bulls out here depressed. I wonder why they music so aggressive. Why it's so violent. Wonder why. Wonder why. Who produced that? Who produced that? Yeah, Dre, and that's what it is, man. We gotta listen. When you know and understand, when you come to the realization that, all right, I'm a different breed. I'm not like the masses, the way that they rolling, I can't roll like that. Once you come to that realization, man, you got a duty now. You got a duty now. You now have a duty. You now have a duty to teach those that don't know. And like I said, like it or not, that's your duty. You must teach the uncivilized to be civilized. You must do that. Like I said, we're not going to wake everybody up. But if you see a young brother traveling down the wrong path, you never know. You never know what your words can do to that brother. You never know. Don't hold it in, man. Let that brother know. Let that brother know something, man. You didn't experience something in life that can help that brother, man. Let him know. And what he chooses to do with it is on him. But, man, at least let that brother know, man, because that brother may not have anybody else to give him that guidance. It's a reason why you may have encountered that particular person. So we got to look at that bigger picture, man. It's a reason why you came across this brother that's struggling this certain type of way. It's a reason why you came across this sister that's struggling this type of way. It is a reason why. It's not a coincidence. It's a reason behind everything. You need to share something with that brother. You need to share something with that sister that'll help them out. Black Nitro TV, peace, what's going on? Tavon Austin, yeah, I got a little knowledge on that, the ley lines. Yeah, Jamar, and that's what I'm saying, man. That's just, it's in my blood. Of course, I'm not about to let anybody take advantage. Like, I know how to decipher those who are just striving to use you. You know, I know I'm able to decipher that, but for the most part, when I know people are genuinely struggling, if I'm able to help them, I help them. And I'm not looking for anything in return. And that's another thing. I'm not striving to help people because I'm looking for it in return for people to help me. That would be nice, but that's not the reason why I'm doing it. That's not the reason why I'm helping people. I'm helping people because it's in my heart and I know that that's the right thing to do. So like I said, if you strive it, if your whole motive behind helping people is for them to reciprocate the help, you need not help the people. You need not help people because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Your intentions are not pure. So a lot of times people wonder why when they help people, things are not getting reciprocated back to them because your intentions are not pure. Like when we talk about attraction and the law of attraction, like you have to factor in your intentions. So if you helping people out but your intentions are trash, guess what's going to come back to you? Trash, manipulation, people using you, because that's essentially what you are doing. That's essentially the energy behind your intentions. So we got to know and understand that science as well. Make sure your intentions are pure when you are helping people out. If you're about to help somebody out and then you complaining about helping them out, you need not help them out. Swag, peace, what's going on? Sean, Steve, man, I'm telling you. I see, listen, some of the eating habits that I see, like I said, I ain't necessarily saying people need to be perfect. I know how it goes. I know how hard it is to make dietary changes, but some things we just know are terrible. Some things we just know we should not be doing. And those are the things that we must stop doing. Like the things that you just know are bad for you. Like eating McDonald's at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. Like that type of stuff, man, come on. Oh, dress it for the future, man. That's all we got right now. Like we say your word is your bond. Like all we got are these words, man. That's all we got at this particular point, man. That's all we got. That's all we got, man. So we gotta speak truth to power. We gotta speak that truth. We gotta continue to speak it. Repetition is king. The more people see this truth, the more people see this positivity, it's going to become contagious. But that's the thing with the positivity. We not consistent with pushing it. We got to counter all the ignorance that's out here. We got to counter all that negativity. We got to be consistent with the positivity. Yeah, CCH, poison food, man. Just what they call it, crack Donalds, Murder King. Like that's what they call those that's what they call this type of stuff, man. That's what the stuff is, man. It's crack Donalds. Y'all hooked on it. It's Murder King. It's murdering you. It's killing you. It's destroying you. And like I said, we wonder why we wonder why the kids so aggressive. We wonder why the kids are getting bigger and bigger at younger ages. We wondering why all this is transpiring. Like I said, it's a reflection of how they was raised, and it takes that village to raise these children. And look at the condition of the village. Rude boy, Peace G, what's going on with you? Sean Steve, yeah, this my almighty vegan hoodie. This one of my many products that I have in regards to clothing. I just got my website back up, man, but that's my hoodie. Got a white one and I got a black joint. Yeah, Magic Rims, and matter of fact, a lot of these foods, most of the processed foods cause hormonal imbalances. And that's one of the causes of obesity. So hormonal imbalance. So again, we eating the foods that cause the hormonal imbalance, and that's something that causes obesity, and we wondering why the kids are getting bigger and bigger at younger ages. That's one of the causes of obesity, hormonal imbalance. So you eating the processed foods that's creating that hormonal imbalance. So the hormonal imbalance is triggering a lot of things, man. Obesity, mental issues, depression, fatigue, all types of ailments are coming from that, or stemming from that hormonal imbalance that's caused by the foods that you are consuming. But again, we don't place what we eat on that pedestal. We don't think that what we eat is significant in regards to these ailments. Oh, Tavon, man, most definitely. Y'all, I wouldn't be surprised to find out if you're eating some humans from some of these fast, like some dead humans. They done killed humans, took the organs, and they feeding it to you via the fast food. That wouldn't surprise me. Address it for the future, man. I said, like back in my day, back when I was just a savage in the pursuit of happiness, back when I was just eating garbage, McDonald's had the $1 double cheeseburger. $1 double cheeseburger. Like, that's crazy. $1 for the double cheeseburger. I mean, that's a heart attack just waiting to happen. Clogged arteries just waiting to happen. They had the $1 double cheeseburger, man, and that was the thing back in the day. I'm so glad I broke that cycle, man. But that is what we was getting at like every other day, if not every day. The $1 double. Look how affordable that was. $1 double cheeseburger, man. You can get about 2 or 3 of those, $3. Cam Cooper, peace. What's going on? Yeah, dressing for the future. Man, you know what's crazy? I'm going to give y'all some science on the water. Man, you know what's crazy about, like, even with tap water, because a lot of people drink tap water, but some of this might be in the bottled water. But I had read something that was interesting, man, and it was crazy when I really thought about it because I knew it. So they was talking about medication and all the type of medication that people are hooked on out here. And they was like how a lot of the stuff that's in those medications are in the tap water or in our water. So they was like, people work hard to wean themselves off of the medication just to drink it again in the water. That's crazy. That's something to think about. That's something to think about. You striving to wean yourself off of this medication just to drink it again in the tap water. That's crazy. And it might be in the bottled water. But I know for a fact, some of the deadly medication, you can find it in the tap water. traces of it in the tap water. So that's known. So if you drinking the tap water, you definitely drinking some of that medication, some of that poison. So that was something that I thought that was very interesting. And I've known it to be a fact, but just to read it and the way that it resonated with me, I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy, but yet it's true indeed. It's true indeed. So we got to pay attention to everything that we do, man. Just even the water that you shower with. Even the water that you shower with, man, you got to be mindful of what you put on the body as well as in the body, because what you put on the body eventually makes its way inside of the body. So even the lotions, just all of the products that we utilize, we got to be mindful of all of that. Be mindful of what you put inside of the body and on the body, on the outside, the external and the internal. And that's the type of stuff that they don't want you to know. They strive to keep that type of information concealed. But we gonna reveal it. So they can strive to keep it concealed all they want. We revealing that information. We exposing that information. We exposing that information. Oh yeah, the fast food industry, we already know that they are protected. It's a lot of money behind the fast food industry. So we already know that. Just like the meat and the dairy industry, it's a lot of money back in those industries. Matter of fact, I don't even know if y'all remember back in the day, man, but Oprah had got into some trouble with like the meat industry. I forget if it was like the pork industry, but she got in trouble with the meat industry. I think, or the dairy industry. It was one of those industries. But she had got some trouble in those back in the day because she had a brother, not a brother, but she had this dude on there that was pretty much talking about vegetarianism. And they didn't like that. They didn't like that. The mind piece, what's going on? Cripping 2 times, man, when I get to the spot, I got this lotion that I use. It's like this organic lotion. I forget the brand right off the top of my head, but I definitely make sure I have it on the next stream, which I'll probably go live tomorrow. But I'll let you know that lotion. I just can't remember that brand off the top of my head. But it's an organic joint that's pretty solid. Oh yeah, the toothpaste is definitely killing us. The toothpaste, man, pay attention to the soap that you utilize, the lotion that you utilize, stuff that you put on your hair. Pay attention, even some of the fabric of the clothing. Man, we got to pay attention to everything. We got to pay attention to everything. You got to pay attention to everything. Everything that you deal with, everything that you put on that body, you got to pay attention to it. Like I said, the fabric of the clothing. The fabric of the clothing. You got to pay attention to how your clothes are made. That can affect you. Rude boy, women being on the antidepressants, man, it's a bunch of different reasons as to why they can be on the antidepressants, man. I mean, just look at the way that most of them eat. That can contribute to that. A lot of people don't eat the best, so that definitely contributes to depression. And for the most part, we know how they divided the household. We know how they split the household. They took the man out of the household. So you got a lot of these single mothers out here that can lead to that. So it's a lot of different reasons as to why you will see more women out here depressed. And they outnumber us anyway. So again, it's a lot of different reasons as to why that can be happening. Yeah, CC, yeah, I love coconut oil. I love coconut oil. I love sesame oil too. And that's another trick with like sesame oil. If you have problems, you can use olive oil for this too. But if you have trouble sleeping, man, just grab some sesame oil or some olive oil, rub it on your feet, like massage your feet, put some socks on, and you'll be knocked out. So you don't need to take a Benadryl to get help with your sleep. Just rub that olive oil and that sesame oil on your feet, put some socks on, you'll be gone. Sean Steve, yeah, that you talking about the charcoal toothpaste? That's one of the ones that I use. I'm just now experimenting with. Oh yeah, we already know about the birth control. Yeah, that's a whole nother topic right there. That's a whole nother topic. Yeah, Terenzo, and we talking about semantics, etymology, like all of that. We need to be on all that. Louis V. Baby, peace, what's going on? Yeah, Sean Steve, KRS-One. That's that dude. I remember him saying that as well. Rude boy, I don't necessarily do the coconut water. I ain't really too fond of the coconut water, so I don't do it. I just drink either like distilled water. You got natural like spring water is cool, and alkaline water. James Brown, when it comes to ignorance, it depends on who bringing me the ignorance. I'm gonna either ignore it or I'm gonna counter it with information, like with proper information. So that's the way that I deal with ignorance. It depends on who bringing me the ignorance. If it's somebody who I don't really care for that serves no purpose, ignore that. But if it's somebody that I kind of care for, then I got to counter that with information, proper information. I'm just not about to allow somebody that I care for to be ignorant. So it depends on the person that's supplying the ignorance. It depends on the person that's bringing the ignorance, and it also just kind of depends on what it is. Because sometimes, like in regards to just breaking down ignorance, like that could just simply mean a person just doesn't know something. They just ignorant to something they don't know. So it depends on its levels to ignorance. All right, James, no doubt. I definitely check that. Oh yeah, Magic Realms, and I learned that quickly. I'm able to figure that out and decipher that quickly. When I present information, it's like I give them, it's almost like a 1 minute, 2 minute rule. I'll present some information to an individual that obviously express ignorance in regards to a particular subject or a particular topic. So I just kind of politely bring up the proper information, and I see how they respond to it. So, and then I gauge the response to that proper information. If I'm not a fan of the response, move on. Don't deal with that person. But if I can tell that they genuinely interested in that proper information, then I proceed. But you should be able to tell kind of off the rip. You should be able to tell off the rip if somebody is open to that information. Sean, peace, what's going on, man? Definitely everything is peace my way. How you holding up? Oh yeah, Terenzo, we always deal with the organic side. We should strive organic everything. Cam Cooper, the best advice that I can give when it comes to staying focused when studying, you gotta, like, when it's time to study, it's time to study. You gotta eliminate all distractions when it's study time so that you can be fully focused on the material that you are studying. That's the best advice I can have for staying focused on studying. Too many times we striving to study things, we still got our phone right there about whatever it is that we studying, like we just distracted. We may have a TV on, like we had too much going on. Don't try to multitask when you are studying. Whatever it is that you are studying, that needs your undivided attention. So eliminate all distractions when you are studying something. Eliminate all distractions. Turn your phone off. Put your phone in another room. Like, eliminate all distraction. So your undivided attention can be on that which you are studying. Oh, Tavon, you telling me people don't understand the relevance of hair? I get it all the time. Oh, Jamar, listen. I don't know what it is that you have planned for yourself, but you don't have to feel any type of way about not going back to college. Like I said, if whatever, I don't know, like I said, I don't know the vision you have for yourself, what you see yourself doing. But for the most part, like, you might not even need college. So definitely don't need to feel bad about that one. It's definitely a way to manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest without having to go back to that particular plantation and put yourself in debt. Dress it for the future, man. The world is living in reverse. We around a bunch of zombies. Everybody around you dead. People just merely existing. They not living. Like, that's what's happening. It's robots. People talking about robots taking over. Robots are already out here. We are the robots. Like, the people are the robots. People are the robots out here, man. They have been programmed by this society. So people are robots. Amber, peace, what's going on with you? But yeah, the robots are already taking over. It's the people out here. They are the robots. Those are the true robots. And that's the sad reality and the sad state that we live in. Like I said, that's why I don't care if I say the same thing over and over again. Like I said, repetition is gonna be king. People gonna get tired of hearing what I gotta say. People gonna get tired of hearing the information that I'm coming with. People gonna get tired of hearing the inspiration and the motivation, but I don't care. Because we don't get tired of the ignorance, we don't get tired of the negativity, we don't get tired of the destruction. And it be the same old song, the same old song. So if we can continuously entertain that, then we can continuously entertain the same old positivity, the same old motivation, the same old information that will result in your elevation. So we can entertain that as well. Rude boy, yep. You automatically you woke, you a roster, you smoke the weed, like, it's a bunch of stereotypes. But yeah, they automatically you smoke. Oh, Jamar, see, you walking in my, that's where I was. Now, I messed around and finished college, which put me in debt, man, but that's where I was, man. I was accumulating all of this information, all of this knowledge, but I didn't know what to do with it. So that's when you just really got to get in tune with self. You got to start asking yourself questions. Ask yourself questions before you go to sleep. Ask yourself empowering questions. Like, what is it that I need to do to take my life to the next level? Ask yourself that till you fall asleep. You will have a dream. You definitely gonna have a dream. And that dream is going to be filled with signs, symbols, telling you what it is that you need to be doing. So you gotta ask it. Now you're in a position to just ask yourself those powerful questions, those empowering questions. Do that before you go to sleep. Powerful questions, man. Just keep asking yourself. And guess what? You're going to start seeing the signs. And then it's going to come to you. It's going to activate. And it's going to click. It's like that light bulb moment, that aha moment. You just got to start asking yourself the right questions. And then paying attention to the signs. The mind, man, appreciate that donation. Yeah, I'm telling you, people are definitely the robots. Most definitely. Sharifah, keep asking yourself that question. Keep asking yourself. Just keep asking yourself. Because that's the right question, man. What do I need to do to remove myself from this 9 to 5? You're going to start getting sign after sign after sign. You just got to take heed to the sign. Once you get the sign, you got to act on it. But just keep asking yourself that question. Keep asking yourself that question, man. What do I need to do to remove this 9 to 5 from my life, man, so I can do my own thing? What must I do? You're going to get the sign. You're going to get sign after sign after sign. And it's going to be powerful. All you got to do is act. Take heed to the signs. And that's what we tend to not do. We don't take heed to the signs. And that's part of the problem. Once you start getting the signs, time for you to act. Don't procrastinate. Don't let that fear consume you. Don't let that fear prevent you from acting on the signs. You got that sign for a reason, because you asked the question. Now it's time to act. You got to be bold. You got to be fearless. You got to be bold and you got to be fearless. So when you get those signs, it's time to act. It's time to act on it. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. So it's going to be risky. It's going to be challenging. It may even be frightening, but that's all cool. That's all cool, because the reward is going to be way greater than all of the risk. One thing this pandemic then showed me is that it's gonna take a lot for people to like truly wake up to the truth. You would have thought this pandemic would have did some things for some people, and it did not. It did not. This pandemic opened my eyes. It let me know that, man, people truly don't want to change their circumstances as bad as they claim. They looking for that handout. They looking for the easy way out. That's what this pandemic revealed to me. They looking for the easy way out, man. We looking for that easy way out. We don't want to put in no work, and we don't want to really change our circumstance. We want that easy way out. That's it. That's what this pandemic revealed to me, and I ain't a fan of it. Magic Realms, most definitely, and that's also part of it. Donna C, peace, what's going on? But that's what this pandemic revealed to me. People don't really want to change, man. A lot of people had some opportunities, but all they could see was pandemic. They let that fear that they instill, they let that consume them. It's a lot of opportunities out here, man, but we weren't able to take the best part from this so-called pandemic, and it's still happening. But a lot of people, man, they didn't really seize the moment. They didn't really seize the moment. It was a lot of opportunities, man. It was a lot of people that had the ability, the time to change their circumstances that they had been complaining about up until this point. They was finally presented the opportunity to make those changes, and they didn't. They didn't. Mr. Barbados, peace, what's going on with you? So a lot of people, man, it's all bark, no bite, man. A lot of people, they just want to complain. That's it. They satisfied with complaining about their circumstance and their situation. That's it. As they say, misery loves company. That's all that some people out here want to do, is complain. They don't want to put in no work. They don't want to put in no work. They just want to think positive thoughts. And they don't even want to do that. They just want to pray, and they just want to think everything is going to come to them based off of this prayer. They want everything to be handed to them. Nah, you got to put in that work, man. Don't come to me complaining about your situation, man. When I've given you a roadmap, a blueprint, when you done looked up the blueprint, when you know how easy it is, when you know how simple it is to change your circumstance, yet you not willing to put in the work, and you finna make excuse after excuse as to why you're not able to put in the work. Come on. You will blame your kids for you not being able to work out, as if you can't work out at the crib for 30 minutes. You gonna blame your jobs as to why you're not able to work out and prioritize your health, as if it's people out here that don't have 2 or 3, 4 jobs working out, still maintaining their health. Come on. You're not the only person in the world that's dealing with what you're dealing with. It's somebody else that wishes they had your problems. It's somebody else that's dealing with 10 times worse and more than what you're dealing with. So you're not the only one that got the problems that you have. It's plenty of people with your same problems that are doing exactly what you need to be doing. And the reason why they are doing that is because they didn't make excuses. Mr. Barbados, like I would look into any alternative to like milk, maybe like the almond milk, the unsweetened. You got the hemp milk. Some people even say the coconut water for that particular situation. Then you even got the oat milk, so things like that. But y'all, man, this was, like I said, this was one of those in the moment type deal, man. I was just driving, got motivated. But I got a client that's about to walk into the building that I got to train. It's a new one. So I got to, you already know how this session going to go. I don't hold back. I don't discriminate. Whether you new or old client, you're going to get this work. So it was nice chopping it up with y'all, man. I appreciate y'all listening to me vent, because that's basically what I be doing half the time. So I appreciate y'all tapping in and tuning in, man. But I got to get to this client. I got to get to this session. It's about to get real out here, man. But y'all stay peaceful out here. Be easy. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.